right, let's get into it. Can you believe a woman trainer just took the Kentucky Derby in 2026 with a long shot? I am still screaming, honey. Hey, it's Emma, and I'm feeling totally energized today. You know I live for an underdog glow-up and a barrier getting smashed to gust. So, picture this. Churchill Downs in Louisville, the Twin Spires, the hats, the mint juleps, the vibe, the Kentucky Derby, the Run for the Roses, ran in 2026 with a full field of 20. We even add international flavor thanks to the Japan Road and the Euro and Mideast Road. Track was listed fast, which is basically race day runway conditions for thoroughbreds. I have to tell you about being there. I was a bundle of nerves and couture. It took me right back to my first real Fashion Week moment where I felt like not me, but me. I wore this absolutely extra hat to the Derby in 2026. Think sculptural waves with red silk roses that could probably pick up satellite. People stared, then started talking. A woman next to me, a local school counselor, asked if my headpiece could get its own seat. We became besties by race 3. A couple from Tokyo, in town for the Japan Road Horse, told me it was their first Derby too. We traded mint julep reviews and sunscreen, because obviously. The whole day reminded me that the Derby is a social thunderstorm, tradition, nerves, and strangers becoming instant cousins because your picks are both doomed and you are both fine with it. And the unpredictability. Honey, at the gate load, a horse named Great White, that is a 3-year-old in post 21, reared up, fell backward, unseated his jockey Alex Achard, then looked okay but got scratched by the vets out of caution. Big yikes, everyone held their breath. Safety first, thank you. With that jittery moment behind us, that energy carried into the start, and I swear my heart did sprints of its own. Alright, let's move on. Quick Derby 101. The Kentucky Derby is a 1.25 miles for 3-year-olds only. Think the Super Bowl of horse racing. To even get there, horses earn points on what they call the Road to the Kentucky Derby. That includes a main North American road, the Japan Road with races in Japan, and a Euro and Mideast Road with races in England, Ireland, the UAE, and France. Points spike in March and April, so those spring preps are like playoff games. If there is a tie, they use earnings and non-restricted stakes as a tiebreaker. Field is capped at 20, with also eligible backups who can draw in if someone scratches. Translation, ultra exclusive guest list with a short VIP line. Betting mini glossary, because I got you. Morning line odds are the track's prediction before betting starts. Final odds are what the crowd decides with their money. Win, play, show are the basics. Then you have the spicy exotics. Exacta is pick first and second in order. Trifecta is first 3 in order. Superfecta is first 4 in order. Super high 5 is top 5 in exact order, which is like solving a Rubik's Cube while running in heels.
Now, the drama you came for, the 2026 race itself. Early on, a colt named Six Speed, that is exactly the truth in advertising, shot to the front, with So Happy and Dan and Bourbon chasing. Gannon Bourbon is a Japan Road qualifier, and I love that for global bragging rights. The pace was hot early, then at the mile, Dan and Bourbon moved ahead. In the stretch, Ocelli, who had only drawn in as also eligible, actually poked his nose in front for a second. Then the closers hit like a tidal wave, with Renegade, ridden by Irad Ortiz Jr., who is a superstar jockey, coming flying after dealing with bumps at the break. But the one who blew up my section was Golden Tempo, trained by Cherie Dava and ridden by Jose Ortiz, Irad's brother. Golden Tempo surged, and the two brothers battled to the line, Golden Tempo by a neck.
People were crying. I may have been one of them. Let me underline the receipts. Golden Temple took the 152nd Derby in 2 minutes and a little change, 2:02 and a quarter if you are counting. Track was fast. Ocelli held third at huge odds. Chief Wallaby was fourth. Dan and Bourbon fought on for fifth. The race shape absolutely favored closers. The front ran hot, the late kickers cashed. Textbook and yet chaotic, just how the Derby likes it. Now for the icon of the day. Cherie Dava, that is Golden Tempo's trainer, just became the first woman trainer to win the Kentucky Derby and only the second woman trainer to win any American Triple Crown race. Read that again and then throw some roses. This sport has been overwhelmingly run by men in the big barns. So I am imagining Cherie's grind as years of early mornings, shipping, setbacks, and a million small decisions that add up to a horse peaking on the right Saturday. If I were in her shoes, the mix of pressure and pure adrenaline would be overwhelming and also delicious. Yas, Queen. Slay, and also thank you for resetting the ceiling. Jose Ortiz, Golden Temple's jockey, grabbed his first Derby win while his brother Irad Ortiz Jr. finished second on Renegade. A brother versus brother finish at the Derby is the kind of storyline that lives rent-free in my head. It is sweet, it is savage, it is Sunday dinner with a trophy on the table, and Renegade after that messy start with bumps still almost got there. That is heart. Odds and pounds, because I know my little betters are listening. Golden Temple went off around 23-1 after a morning line of 30-1. That is a glow up. A $2 win paid just over $48.
Sully was about 70-1 and still paid over 36 to show, which is why you always consider a chaotic show bet on a bomb in the Derby. The exacta with Golden Temple over Renegade returned around 279 for $2. The 50-cent trifecta adding O'Sully was over $5.5 grand, and the $1 super high five top five in exact order paid about $1.8 million.
I cannot. Somebody out there is still screaming into a satin pillow. And speaking of Google entries, quick shout to the international crew. Denon Bobin from the Japan Road was right there in the fight and finished 5th. Wonder Dean, that is an entrant connected to the Euro and Mideast Road, put in the shift too. The whole point of those international qualification pass is to get the world to Churchill Downs, and it is working. It makes the race spicier, harder to model, and more fun to fight about at brunch.
Big unanswered question, does the international influx change how the Derby is run in the future? I think yes. More styles, different training rhythms, travel stories, and it all messes with pace projections in a good way.
And the what-if machine is purring. What if Great White had not been scratched? A different pace presence from that outer stall could have tweaked the flow. What if Renegade gets a clean break and does not eat those bumps? Maybe he is closer. Maybe the Ortiz family meeting gets even louder. That is the thrill and the torture. We will never know, and we will talk about it forever. Cultural vibes. The Derby is not just a race, it is an American ritual. You have my old Kentucky home, the roses, and yes, the hats that look like they had a group chat. Woodford Reserve, that is a Kentucky bourbon brand, presented the race in 2026, which is very on brand. The bourbon heritage meets the modern spectacle. Old world meets influencer soft launch. I love that blend, and I will take my julep with extra ice and less judgment, thanks.
Oh, and because I am a nerd under the sequence, Quarter Mile Times told the story too. Fast early fractions, then slower late splits, which is your classic setup for closers like Golden Tempo and Renegade.
Betting markets lean toward other names, but Raceflow does not care about your group chat consensus. Sometimes the overlooked horse is just waiting for I love the overlooked horse, and I have no idea how it's getting rambled. Okay, pause. Because next time we are diving into the Met Gala, the looks, the hits, the flops, the unhinged accessories. I will bring receipts and probably a fire extinguisher.
All right, that's the tea, folks. Cherie Duval makes history. Jose Ortiz gets his Derby. The Ortiz family turns the stretch into sibling theater, and a long shot named Golden Tempo sings the chorus. I need to hear your take on this later.